Ben, we'll talk to you then. A big rally brought more star power to the Flint water crisis today, while lawmakers are pushing a new plan to help the city's children. The Department of Environmental Quality, meanwhile, has proposed a 5-part strategy to determine whether Flint's water will be safe to drink. That plan includes water testing at homes, schools, and also restaurants, a massive effort that also involves regaining the trust of Flint residents. Let's bring in Hank Winchester live, of course, again in Flint. And Hank, that's really a big part here, trying to rebuild trust that has been pretty shattered.
Yeah, Devin, and it's going to take a while. Today, as you mentioned, a lot of big names in town, not only celebrities, but also political leaders working to keep the attention on Flint.
New pipes. New pipes.
This Flint church filled, politicians, celebrities, and those directly affected by this crisis coming together to talk about what's happening in Flint.
When my children can't play in the bathtub or use the water fountain at school after gym class, that's a problem. When I lay up at night, unable to sleep, wondering if the water is to blame for my then 2-year-old daughter needing life-saving surgery to save her from pneumonia following 28 days of hospitalization at Hurley Hospital. That is a major issue.
Flint's mayor hoping residents are finally starting to get the help they desperately need, but she understands some are still struggling. Rap star Snoop Dogg meeting with Flint's mayor, and one of the first big shipments of water from P. Diddy, Mark Wahlberg, and Eminem was loaded up, making its way towards Flint. Today, Senator Gary Peters and Dr. Mona Hanna-Attisha at Hurley Hospital. The senator announcing new legislation that will fund Head Start programs. Those programs will directly help children here in Flint.
And that's why we need to make sure resources are available as quickly. The wheels of Washington don't turn as fast as any of us here would like, but we're going to work to turn those wheels as quickly as possible.
But our focus needs to be the children and their futures, and how can we prevent these long-term consequences.
It's all about getting the money and the resources here to Flint to those who need it. Now, there's been a lot of talk in Flint regarding the neighborhood and the homes where lead levels are still incredibly high. That neighborhood is in the North End, and new tonight at 6 o'clock, we are taking you to one block in particular where neighbors have been given the word that they shouldn't drink the water even if they are using a filter. We'll have that story for you coming up new tonight. For now, we're live in downtown Flint. I'm Hank Winchester. Back to you.
Well, Hank, you've been there now for a couple of weeks, and I'm curious as to whether you felt any kind of a sea change when that new round of testing was announced late on Friday. Did that change anything, or does everybody just still not trust much of anything they're hearing yet?
Well, I think what it did is it encouraged people to get their water tested. So today at fire stations, we saw a lot of people bringing their water into the fire station because they want to know if it is in fact safe. So it's been encouraging to see people be proactive and try to find out what the numbers are for their own home.
Yeah, all right. Hank Winchester back with us in Flint again tonight. We are joining forces with NBC News to bring you the stories of the faces of Flint and how this crisis will end up impacting a generation of children. We'll be bringing you updates for months, even years to come. You can learn more about our commitment at clickondetroit.com.